I think anytime you have an offensive system for a long time and it starts to struggle, that's the concern. I think what you see is there's an ebb and flow in the NFL. Uh, you know, back when back when Kyle's in 2015, 2016, the Seattle 3 was really popular as a defense in the NFL. And Kyle's offense comes in and starts doing really well against it. Um, Kyle spent a lot of time working against it. His coaches start spreading the league. And in response to that, you're seeing a lot more of this Fangio style defense that we
Mhm.
saw in 2011, 12, 13, and 14. And that seems to play really well against this wide zone based scheme. And you're seeing a lot of teams now. I think you're seeing the Fangio come in as a response to the Shanahan scheme. And so I don't know if it's just Kyle being necessarily predictable. I mean, you have a monsoon in week one. We put up 27 points, should have been 30 points if not for a blocked field goal week two. And then we have just a horrible game. I don't know if it's too predictable, especially when you're
Mm.
seeing plays left on the field. I do think that Jimmy was really struggling with the matching concepts of Denver. It was very much a Fangio style defense there in Denver. Um, that will be the thing going forward is how does Kyle adjust the offense to the more kind of quarter shell look, because essentially what you have is you have four defensive backs playing with the 10-yard cushion in man coverage. I mean that's almost what it's like because they're matching in transitioning to man at any route deeper than 8 yards. So it does become difficult to necessarily go deep on them. It's designed to keep everything short. You have to attack the short outside a lot. You have to attack around the hashes inside a lot, and you don't want to go over the middle a ton because that's where they sit the safeties. If they're not being threatened deep, they're going to crash down, and we saw some of that. Okay,
It's Jimmy's
and
nightmare.
yeah. And so, how does Kyle adjust to this going forward? I don't think he's necessarily becoming predictable. I think they're having to figure out, and remember, they're also rebuilding their playbook from the offseason. They were not expecting Jimmy to be with the team. They were building an offense around Trey, and that went down the tubes. So they're rebuilding an offense here. So I think all of that coming in, leads to what you see in Denver, along with just poopy play. What do you think? Do you think Kyle's becoming too predictable?
I think, part of what makes Kyle in this outside zone work so well is that there's so many wrinkles within every single play call that can beat an overcorrection by the defense. And observe natural evolution says Kyle adjust laughing emoji. But I'll say this. We saw adjustments from Kyle in this game, right? He declines the penalty. They get the field goal. Exact same situation a quarter later. He takes the penalty. He admitted he was wrong. He admitted he was wrong with the play calling. He admitted, these are new Kyle things. So if this comment was there last week, I would have been laughing with you. However, I don't know. I'm hoping this is the start of a new trend for Kyle Shanahan. And we're just going to allow it to play out the way that it could.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.